So I'm getting ready now for my ride. Andrew, this is what I'll be bringing with me. So I have these two bottles, and in that there will be about 60 grams of carbs from this maltodextrin and this Gatorade powder. They'll just be both thrown in there. Maltodextrin is like a corn flour kind of thing, but basically it's just carbs. And then I have like a honey bun and a goo gel, which this is about, I think, 50 grams of carbs, and this is just 20. This should be enough to get me to the gas station in Nashville, which is about 30 miles away from the target. The whole ride's going to be 50 miles, and it's going to take us roughly 3 hours, give or take, depending on how much we stop and our average pace. But we want to do this ride in Zone 2, which is our endurance, just to help us kind of build longevity. Nothing too hard today, but definitely keeping it easy.
How long has it been, Andrew?
Like 2 hours.
And you got a reminder on your Garmin?
My hammerhead, yeah?
Yeah. So how many grams of carbs are in that?
60.
And how are you feeling so far on the ride?
Oh, feeling great. Feeling great.
What interval would you want to have those in?
Every 45 minutes.
Sounds good. Thank you.
This was taken after our ride. This is what our map looks like of where we went. And we knew that we had a fuel stop here in Nashville, so we went out up around Lake Lemon and then back down to Nashville. So importantly, we knew that we needed to divide our fuel between that, and we could obviously refuel at this gas station about halfway through, and that would change how we wanted to eat and the intervals of when we did want to eat. This is taken after that ride. As you can see here on this graph, this is the power distribution throughout the ride corresponding to where it occurs in the map. One key takeaway from this is that the beginning of the ride is a lot more consistent than the latter half, where there's lots more jumps in power. And from this power data, we're going to create a graph showing specifically what zones he stayed in based on the Seiler model, which is about 7 zones, each zone corresponding to the intent of your training. Think endurance training or threshold or VO2 max. This is the model we created from that data, showing the different zones that I spent and Andrew Berger spent in that ride that we recorded. So as you can tell, a lot was spent in Zone 2, but there's also a lot in Zone 3 and minimal in Zone 4 and onward from that. And our initial intent from that ride was to spend the majority of our time in Zone 2. So this ride was not as productive as it could have been. In the future, we would want something that would tell us to spend more time in Zone 2 if that's the intent of our training for that activity. So maybe like a reminder on the device that says you're getting out of your zone, in addition to the nutrition reminders, could be useful to help the athletes stay in their desired range of effort, to get the most of their training and get the, I guess, most productive results. And that could help reduce fatigue and increase performance later on in other activities.